Hello and welcome to the April 2011 Cape Coral Housing Update. For a lot of you buyers out there, you're kind of wondering what's going on with the market. Well, this report I put out every single month goes over what's going to be going on, what to expect, how to kind of plan your time, and when to maybe come down and get the right deal. A little summary of what happened in April. Last month, for the month of March, 24 homes came on the market every single day. 36 came off every single day on the average for the entire month. So quite a few more came off the market than came on. Off-water homes kind of jumped back to $50 a square foot, up from $48. What happened in September is making an impact on our market today, and I'm going to explain that a little bit later. Pending sales are up 38% since January, and sold properties are up 42% from just last month alone. Kind of showing you that this is the busy time for buyers right now. Off-water homes inventory dropped below 1,600 for the first time ever since even the boom, before the boom. The banks only own 6% of standing inventory, so a lot of the buyers out there that want to look at foreclosures, only 6% are owned by banks. New homes hitting the market went up 10% this month, a little sign that maybe the faucet's opening up a little bit. And off-water homes are currently about 45 cents on the replacement dollar. I'll go over a little bit about that a little bit later. So here's the numbers. We have 2,666 homes on the market. Last month, we sold 523, about 17 a day. Pending sales, or houses that went under contract but not closed, 518 for the month of March. That's again 17 a day. And the new number of homes coming on the market was 738 a month, or 24 a day. So in summary, 24 homes came on, 34 homes came off. And just a note, last month's pendings were 17 a day, and in March, we sold 17 a day. So pending sales can really dictate what sales are going to occur the following month. Compared to last month with 2,805 homes in surplus and 13 homes selling a day and 17 pendings and 24 coming on, the 24 didn't change every single day too much, but it's the pending sales that increased and the solds that went up to 17 based on those pendings drastically increased over the month from the 13 a day from the previous month in as of March 1st for February. So I'm going to explain a couple things with the graph I'm going to show you here of why we went from having 800 plus homes hit our market every single month for 2.5 years to see a 20% drop in inventory resulting in a price increase from March. I tracked Lis Pendens filed and certificates of title conveyed. Briefly, I looked at the numbers of people who stopped paying their mortgage, Lis Pendens, and the amount of properties the banks were taking over prior to putting them on the market, called certificates of title conveyed to them. And here's the graph. As you see here, this blue graph here, that is Lis Pendens. In essence, what that's kind of telling us is in the peak about July 2008, we hit 2,500 a month in the county of people stopped paying their mortgages and Lis Pendens being filed on them. That tells me in about 2 years or 3 years from now how long it takes to get a foreclosure done in this county, that those are ones that are going to be coming on the market. And you can see that the people stopped not paying on the market here and there. A big, huge drop-off with the BP oil spill here. Could be coincidence, but you can see a huge drop-off in that blue graph right from here down to here since September when that robo-signature fiasco happened. The certificates of title, you can see that the banks were taking properties, and it kept going up, all the way to September 2010 when they took in over 1,500 properties to put on our market in that month to just a huge, huge drop-off right after the robo-signature. So what on earth does this mean? The graph shows the foreclosure process. In September 2010, when the banks kind of shut down due to this fraudulent foreclosure or robo-signatures, or what do you want to call it, they stopped filing pretty much everything. It looks like they stopped filing Lis Pendens. This looks like they stopped filing for certificates. All those houses are just kind of sitting there, not on the market, not being gobbled up, and that decreased our inventory. Within 3 months, the buyers chewed up most of that inventory of foreclosure, September, October, November, December, January, February, and with very few coming on, or much fewer coming on, prices rose a bit. every March price rise, as you'll see, but not to this level. Prices should drop, in my opinion, during the summer months, making April, September the best time to come down to get your good deal. That's what those numbers tell me. So crazy market we got here. On the following graph, I want you to look at the 3 arrows. This is a graph I've showed you for the last 3 years, and I'm going to point out 3 specific points. All show March of the past 3 years. On the blue graph, homes coming on the market and the supply spikes for about 3 to 4 months as extra inventory comes on. Sales, the pink graph showing the buyers, at the same time also increase and hold for about 3 months. So take a look for yourself right here. So this is sellers, this blue graph. This is houses coming on the market. And you can see it's a pretty flat line, right around 800 a month coming on. And then right here are the buyers, and you can see that they really shoot up here, and they really shoot up here, and they really shoot up here. And these are the points I'm pointing out here. And I got the new graph for March. These points show March. And look at what happens in March. The buyers shoot up. From this arrow here, they shoot way up. An extra 200 buyers came down after March. Then March, they shoot way up here. They hover there for a couple months, and they plummet right back down, plummet right back down, and plummet right back down. The sellers, kind of right at March time here, the inventory goes up. About a month after March, it starts showing its rise, showing in the middle of summer the most inventory here. Here, you see that a little increased bump here, and you can see after this bump, it went up a little bit here. So not as much margin, but still consistently about 800 homes. If you have 800 things come on and a huge amount of buyers coming on during certain months, you're going to pay more prices or higher prices during those particular months. So rather than trying to read what I'm going to say, I'm just going to read this real quick. As a buyer, it shows you that patience is the key. Picture yourself in a store with no buyers in it but you. Think you can get a good deal from a motivated seller when they see no buyers? Now picture the same store and you are 1 out of 1,000 buyers. Do you think those sellers will start asking for more money? The answer to both of those questions is yes. This explains the stats for the month of March. Buyers all came down for spring break. They came down because the winter stinks up north and our weather's 83 degrees, but they found higher pricing. Bottom line is, if you put your home under contract like the 17 a day that did on the average in the month of March, then they probably paid too much. Unless you have an agent looking out for you to make sure to stay within a guideline, you probably paid a little bit too much. In fact, ever hear of an agent that told his buyer not to buy in March? I did it 3 times and told buyers to hold off since price was very, very important to them. In the next few months, I'm going to show you those same 3 buyers that I said do not buy in March. I've already analyzed what they would have bought in March with what they want, what type of product, what price they would have paid, and I'm going to show you in the next 3 months what they paid just being a little patient. And the savings they get. The faucet, in my opinion, will start flowing in April to September. Buyers will head back up north. This is the time to strike to get your best deals. Believe me, the inventory will flow, but just not at this time. What I'm saying is book your flight for the middle to late April, all the way to May, June, July for the absolute best deals. So differences from last month from those stats I gave you. The number of homes for sale went down a lot, 139 less homes in our surplus. Number of sold homes went up, 157 more buyers came down in the month of March than were here in February. And then the number of new homes hitting them on the market actually went up. And this is what I'm talking about, the faucets starting to open up a little bit. So I'm going to go over a little couple specifics here about the different types of homes. Off-water homes, freshwater, and Gulf access. Off-water homes are just that. They're homes that aren't on the water. On the market last month, there were 1,675. This month, there's 1,553, a decrease on the market, down 122. Last month, for the first time, last month, they were the first time ever under 1,700, and now it's under 1,600. Of those 1,553 off-water homes on the market, only 122 are bank-owned. Let me say that again, only 122. That's 8% of what's for sale are foreclosures. Freshwater homes in the market last month were 243. This month there's 222. Not a lot of them. It's not a big inventory or type of product we have. Decreased by 21. But of those 222 freshwater homes, 19 are foreclosures. That's only 8%. And it gets even worse when you go to Gulf access. The houses that are on water that you can take your boat to the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf Access homes on the market last month, 887. This month there's 892, an increase. But of those, only 21 are foreclosures or bank-owned. Only 2% of what's out there are bank-owned. So bottom line, if you add up all those foreclosures, there are only 162 bank-owned properties, and that includes those with Chinese drywall, the ones that are uninhabitable, and everything else. That's a total number of what's in Cape Coral right now. So you heard it here first. We saw something all come together in the past 5 months. Banks owned 45% of the standing inventory prior to September, with over 1,500 properties going into the bank's hands every month for the county. Right after September, inventory plunged as banks stopped filing due to these fraudulent foreclosures. Buyers packed in March, and inventory went down. Pricing went up. Only now 6% of the standing inventory are great price bank-owned homes, slim pickings if you came down in March. But wait, we also know buyers leave right after Easter and go back up north. We also know that after the quarter, which is the end of March, which is right now, banks dump properties on the market. A drop in buyers and an increase in inventory means one thing for you, a better savings. So come down between Easter and September. I talked about Fannie Mae lifting the freeze, and people heard about that, and they thought the robo-signatures was only a temporary thing. It wasn't. It's still impacting our market right now when they shut off the faucet. Do not worry, though. They will reappear in April, September, as they always do. See the increase in buyers and pending sales in February and March, up 38% in 2 months. You know, if you want to join the herd or you want to be a leader, I say buy as a leader and succeed. Come down in April and you can see the savings. Now, I may be wrong. I mean, if that's the case, then those of you who bought last year jump up and down for joy as you just saw your house go up 4 to 16% in 1 month. I am more of a realist and know that markets just don't do that, and if it does, it corrects itself very quickly. It crashes back to reality, so this is only, in my opinion, a temporary pinpoint in time of the grand scheme of things. So total homes on the market graph I like to show here. You can see it starts off well above 5,000 homes for sale, and over the course of a year and a half, it kind of hit down to about 3,000, and it just sat flat. I mean, we were eating up as many homes that were coming on, but then you see this big gradual drop since January of surplus, and now we're under 3,000 for the second consecutive month. So that's what I pointed out there. What's this here? Well, I think I just explained what that was. So since 2009 April, the graph has hovered at about 3,000 homes for sale in the city, pretty flat for a couple of years. Means the same amount coming on is coming off, equal in all ways until February 2011, last month. What is that big drop? You know, is the market appreciating 20% in 3 weeks? I say no. It's my opinion that foreclosures got pulled off. No new ones really came on too much, and the ones that did come on got chewed up pretty fast, but the inevitable will happen. They will all come on, historically come on between April and May time. In fact, we see a growing trend this month already of the faucet kind of opening up. So this is a supply and demand graph. The supply graph goes up and down, but now I included March, and now I have a fourth point right here. And sure enough, every time I make a point on this graph at March, it shoots up, it shoots up, it shoots up, and guess what happens at this point? It shot up. Big wow. You know, oh, could have predicted that one. Well, you just did. You just said that in March, buyers go way up, but you can also see the surplus starting to go up, especially as it starts dropping down to its lowest in March. Again, down here, hitting a low peak down here, and a low peak here as it starts climbing. My opinion, it's going to go over that 800 a month coming on, and that's where you're going to get your good deal. So those points for every March, sold properties start skyrocketing, inventory gets weak 1 month before, prices go up 10% for the last 3 years during this period, but this year's inventory dropped much more than we ever saw, creating a 20% increase in price. After March, buyers stay higher for an additional 2 months, then they drop off, but it's the solds that drop off. That means what the people came down a month or two earlier. So in my opinion, you come down in April, the buyers are already going to start to disappear, and you're going to see those people buying in April and May, the smart buyers, in my opinion, closing their stuff in June and July. So the home you contract in April closes in May, June, so the drop-off has already occurred. Don't think it's already still going on. It's already occurred. Over 500 pending sales will mean we'll have 500 solds in April, too, at the end of the month. But in my opinion, we'll see that. But it's really already, of the process, it's already taken away. Inventory almost reaches peak in April, May, almost every single year from this graph, but we see an upward trend this month, as we see every month, which means the faucet, the inventory, starting to open back up again. So what's important to you? Well, the stats below are the average house in the category of solds, not asking price, not pending price, not what will they take, but closed sold pricing. Off-water homes, a bunch of them sold. The average price was $82,000 for a 1,631 square foot home under air conditioning, or about $50 a foot. It was $48 a foot. 40% of those sales were foreclosures, but again, there's only 8% of the inventory are left over as foreclosures. Freshwater homes, there was a couple of those, 44 of them, $164,350 for a 2,000 square foot under air freshwater home, about $79 a foot, up drastically from $68 a foot. And only 20% of those were foreclosures. And then Gulf Access, the one that only 2% are bank owned. There was a $258,000 average median price for a 2,219 square foot under air conditioning home, about $138 a foot, up $10 a foot from last month, but only 14% of those sold were foreclosures. I broke down the Gulf Access because different areas and different locations mean different boating. You can see the Northwest, very few sold at $257,000 average price, about $120 a foot, much less than the average, but it was up 20% from last month. Southwest is where you have 45 of those 110 closed, about 320,000, 157 a foot to be in that area of the Cape, and the Southeast Cape where it's more matured and full, but great boating access, about 220 for a 1,765 square foot home, about 125 a foot. So if you graph all this out, you'll see this is Gulf Access here, and what I did is I stopped the graph at March of 2009 to see what happened, and as you can see from here it went up until March of 2010. Then same thing here, stopped here, it kind of went up. And off-water homes, pretty flat, kind of went up and down, but very slight. But then after March, you can see it's pretty much of a flat line. That's why I highlighted this line right here. As a matter of fact, freshwater homes are exactly the same price as they was exactly a year ago, and off-water homes, although went down slightly, about the same as well. So I've divided the graphs into three parts, from March 2009 to March 2010. Gulf Access increased 12%, freshwater homes increased 8% in price, and off-water's home went up 5% in price on the average, just in a matter of a month. Now, from March 2010 to March 2011, Gulf Access went up nothing. Freshwater dropped like 1%, and off-water's dropped overall 7% over a course of a year. All in all, the graphs and the sold price per square foot remained pretty flat, but since last month, all prices went up 4 to 16%. So that is your price increase for the month of March. The trends, remember, replacement costs is $110 a foot to build this home, plus the land, plus the improvements to the property. I took a rough number here and took, say, a 1,500 square foot home, and I put the price of it at $110 a foot is $165,000 to build that home. Off-water land, say you get it for $5,000. Improvements for well and septic and whatnot, about $25,000. Total cost to build that home is $195,000. When you ever hear investors saying I got it at 50 cents on the dollar, that means he got a house for under $97,500. And obviously we see that we can still get those off-water homes only 5-6 years old for a much less than that, $82,000, $80,000. That's where you're getting your great deal. You want to make sure that you're well below replacement costs, but I'm seeing that off-water homes, you want to strive for being under 50 cents on the dollar to replacement costs. So great deal pricing. How do we figure this out? Well, I've just told you all the numbers. I'm going to break it down for you. Off-water homes, $50 a foot or $75,000 for the average 1,500 square foot home. Freshwater homes, you should pay about $118,500, and Gulf Access homes about $207. But breaking it down per area, Actually, we're talking, and Gulf access homes have pools, more or less, and they tend to be about 2,000 square foot. So in reality, for those of you wanting Gulf access, in the Northwest, you're going to be paying around $240,000, Southeast $250,000, and $314,000 Southwest. See how much more the Southwest is there? The explanation of that is the Southeast Cape has smaller and older homes in it, but the boating is the best you can have. True boaters with big boats love this matured neighborhood because of the deep waters, the lifestyle, but non-boaters don't like the fact that the architecture in that area is a bit older for their tastes. Southwest Cape has great big homes and is $50,000 plus more expensive than a Southeast Cape home. The boating is second to the Southeast Cape, but the neighborhoods are newer, fresher, Spanish Mediterranean, barrel tile roofs, and have a better look and feel to most out there. The Northwest Cape are almost all new homes because 10 years ago there was not much up there. But their canals tend to be a little shallow, but great fishing. Big in size, but scarce in numbers. So second homeowners tend to stay in that South Cape where they have more neighbors since they're not at the home all the time, not up in this area here. But a great bang for the buck, as if you're a fisherman with a little 22 foot boat, you may want to really look at the Northwest Cape because that is truly where you go fishing. So a little bit about me, Ed Zoller. That's my email, ed@villarealty.com. My direct line is 1-239-980-2792. You can call me toll free at 888-845-5273. And I look forward to talking with you. If you have any questions, you can always email me about anything you've seen here. And of course, you can see all of this on my website, which is www.capecoral, CAPECORAL, for sale, FORSALE.net. Look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.